Hello. Yes, my camera is really shitty. I am so sorry. Okay, we are here to do the update. Yes, it has been a while. I can't find my other camera, so I'll find it tomorrow and I'll try and do another update tomorrow. I do have to do a few updates for clients' videos tomorrow. I have had a fairly hectic 2 weeks, which I'm sure a lot of you have had a fairly hectic 2 weeks. I've been trying to get to you guys. Now, I do want to give you guys a collective energy update. Now, there has been a few shifts, and I feel for a lot of us have already experienced a beginning state of the Pisces moon. Okay, so with the Pisces moon, some of you may have experienced some very unique scenarios. Now, part of those scenarios have been you picking up on people's frequency. It can also be where you have got to a point where all of a sudden you don't resonate with particular individuals, where you'll feel you were completely on their page and all of a sudden it's like, why are you picking up this very strange vibration with their energy? You may get to a point where you are picking up on that, and you do need to trust in your intuition. Now, the Pisces is the 12th house, which is your subconscious mind. When you look at the Schumann resonance, the other day was at 49. Now, in 2017, as I mentioned, it was at 90, which is the highest ratio it's been at. It is believed that it is what is raising our vibration and our consciousness. It's what's opening up our mind's eye. And you do tend to find your connection with the spiritual realm more so open around that time. Also in 2017, especially with my clientele, I had some that worked for AAA, especially with Chiron being in Pisces. There was a lot of 12th house activations I got going into our subconscious mind, feeling quite distorted. Some people were going over old energy, where it was very much, codependent patterning, addictions, those paradigms to a degree. Being in Aries, we are more with the energy of accountability. So looking at things, taking our power back, having the courage, the confidence, authenticity, and being honest. Yes, it can make us more moody, impulsive, and aggressive. But because we're in our conscious mind, those of us who have done work for the last 3 years, we're going to be able to handle that energy a lot better. You can be looking at people around you that are very triggered at the moment. And it's going to be unique to see. And if you have done the work on yourself, what you will find is you'll be looking at them and you'll have compassion, understanding, and empath frequency. I do feel at the moment it is a lot of heart chakra activation. I'm going to start pulling some cards as well. So I have seen a lot of animal totems. One is owl totem. So for those of you, not owl totem, kookaburra totem. Yes, definitely a lot of birds at the moment. So if you're picking up on totems connected to birds, do research them. They are a separate energy for you at the moment when it does come to the messages coming through for you. And tomorrow, as I said, I will get the camera if I can locate it. So the bird energy, when I was looking at kookaburra totem, it is connected to tribe and family. Now, the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, a lot of the themes is to do with family, tribe, our connection. We're reaching this pivotal point, moving away from codependent pattern and what our truth is. What our truth is, regardless of what other people's are. And you have divine love for other people, be it the tribe or they're not. And this can be a very complex dynamic. Good afternoon. It can be a complex dynamic where you're physically understanding empathically where people are coming from, but at the same time also operating from your own unique authenticity. So the first card we've got is free will, courage, power, and change. It is a point where, with a Neptune aspect, with, Saturn going direct on the 18th, Pisces being a subconscious mind, so we're deeply psychic, but we're also quite in a delusional state. Now, it's a time where you can actually look at your dreams. what it would mean to actually achieve some of those things, and what you would need to do. What is, to a degree, a delusional state, and is it even possible to have a better frequency than what you're currently living in? Many of us have been in this frequency where we've been looking, and this analogy has been coming through to me all month. I feel healing can only come when we realise we need to stop looking at the next goalpost. It's like when I achieve that goal, I will feel better. When I achieve union, I will feel better. When I have X, Y, and Z, it's almost like it's this unattainable goal. And what we're guided to do is, when we're healing, we're in an egoic state. We're looking back. When we are present in the given moment, we are in the moment of acceptance of what things are. When we're looking at the movement forward, we're faced with choices, okay? Yes, there's infinite potentials of how that can go. But the thing is, a lot of us, if we have done the work, what we realise is if we're faced with a situation that we need to make a choice, there's a consequence for an action. But the reality is, once you've reached that pivotal point of no return going back, it's no longer living in the aspect of the consequences for the actions, because if you're moving away from codependent patterning, you're actually understanding to resonate in that frequency continuously no longer will work for you. That the choice is your power, the consequence is divinely guided. So you're no longer fearing what is divinely guided, you're trusting in the process. So if a person, if you're dealing with a situation at a 3D level and you know your physical truth and you're getting to a point you're fearing an outcome, what you need to understand is you have absolutely no control over that, but you have control over your truth, okay? Hey, beautiful. So I feel at a large level, a lot of us are getting to a point where we're feeling we need to physically move forward. Now, it is ending timelines. It is also ending situations and moving forward to a new way of being. You are going to notice the collective, and I do feel this is the younger generation. There are particular groups of awakened souls, of twin flames, of soulmates, of people that are going through an awakening. Now, we're not all twin flames, okay? But at the same time, I don't want this channel to simply be about that, because especially with human resonance, with a lot of the ways we are going through things, the mass situation is our growth spiritually, as well as us physically moving forward into empowerment. Now, yellow, the energy of empowerment, of choices, of feeling that we have the power to make those changes. The 12th house is helping us actually understand where that's potentially possible. Now, with the Kookaburra totem, a lot of it is to do with tribe mentality. It can be to do with laughter, healing, seeing the funnier side of things. Now, in the last reading I did, not the last one, the last one, if you know what I mean, for those of you who have followed, otherwise if you're new, a very warm welcome. The energy that was coming through was very much using laughter as therapy. Now, it is important, especially when you've been dealing with BS for a very long time. The only way you can heal is by laughing at situations. And the further away from a situation you get, the easier it is to directly laugh at the situation. When you're in it, it's not a laughing matter. It's actually quite a BS matter. We'll leave it at that. Some things I feel a lot of you aren't saying. Now, I feel you might be trying to gain more information. You're deeply trusting your intuition. It can be, again, as Sula, big hello to Sula, I love you to bits, people, places, things. You're assessing these situations and you're suddenly feeling a different frequency. It can be all of a sudden where you're feeling you don't feel home, you don't feel connected to it. It feels foreign, very natural in a way of what we're going through. I'm also feeling after this Pisces moon is when you'll gain more clarity. I'm going to keep channeling from that card because there's more information coming through. Now, this clarity that you're requiring, there's pieces of the puzzle that's coming together, but something's not quite making sense. You don't want to get to a point like you're tempted to do certain things, but you're also tempted to step back and actually watch a scenario play out. So you understand the temptation, and some of you might be going to a point where you feel you need to get into nurture mode, where you're thinking this is all too very hard. Again, it's unique that this has come through because with the Pisces moon, it's very similar to the Virgo frequency of what we had a while ago with the Virgo moon. Now, it was almost like a detox effect. Yes, I do feel that energy is traveling over. It was also to a point where we were feeling that we needed to recoup. Now, I feel this has more so been the last 2-3 weeks, where you may have felt exhausted. Others of you may have felt very energetic. Now, it's a very unique energy. It's probably the most awakened we've been, but tired as well. Some of you, again, are waking up at 3 a.m. And again, it's because there has been so much going on. There is going to be a lot of forward movement. You will achieve a lot more in a very short space of time because in your mind's eye, you're physically saying that it has to happen. These changes has to happen because you no longer can get to a point where you live at the same vibration. So the energy of you wanting that balance and foundations is an absolute dire necessity because you're no longer willing to live at a particular frequency any longer. I'm also seeing this egoic experience going on where we are purging a point of the belief system. How do I put it? It's like you guys have worked so very hard to get where you are. And it's almost like you're strictly telling yourselves off and you're saying, why am I moving into the Abraham Hicks frequency of what I know is so and moving away from it? Why am I not listening to my subconscious mind, 12th house Pisces? Why am I questioning my abundance? Okay. Why do I feel that a people, place, or thing is getting to a point? Yes, I've had those, and I will mention these symptoms I've had the last week. It's been horrendous. Why am I feeling as though if I hold on to this, I will be safe? It's almost like Noah's Ark. Got to grab all the animals, put them into a shelter. We've got to get going. It's that vibration, okay? At the same time, feeling as though and it is a lack mentality. Yet, if we look at the matrix, what we need to understand and comprehend, I could literally use humanity as an analogy of we are vibration, but at the same time, you need to look at us as we're in assimilation, okay? Take yourself out of the equation for a scenario and look back to a situation where you tried to think of something and it occurred. This can be good or bad. Then look at a situation where you had complete faith in a scenario and it turned out exactly as you thought. It's a mindset. So, especially with a lot of the astrology, as much as we can say it benefits us, sometimes it can hinder us and cause fear-based frequency. The energy when we do look at the astrology moving into 2020 is really frightening us because it does talk about bankruptcy, exposure, tower moments, national disasters, global warming, all these paradigms of, in our mind, default of absolute disasters. The reality is what we tune into and what we, in a frequency sense, believe, we co-create. We also need to understand that Mother Nature has our best interests at heart as well as the planet. And we do need to trust in that frequency. It has its own ecosystem, okay? What is coming, yes, you guys are prepared for, but also you need to learn to trust in your 12th house, your higher consciousness. What is changing Many of you who have been doing the work for 3 years, spiritually, accidentally, one would say, it is preparing you for what is to come. And you'll already notice states of being. States you're moving through, they're sharp and heavy. Your ascension symptoms are sharp and heavy. Gradually, with other channels like myself, yourself uniquely so, with things you physically discover, you are finding ways to cope with the frequency moving forward. You're also gaining a very, very important relationship, one in which that you had almost divorced, and that's your relationship with your intuition. The 12th house is helping you build a relationship with that. It's a test pilot. Now, yes, with the Neptunian energy and the 12th house, one could state it is distorted. But then spirituality theoretically is distorted. So you need to decipher between what your downloads are, what has been an ongoing nagging feeling, versus what is a fair-based frequency, because you are getting downloads and you need to learn to trust in that. I also do feel you know what you need to do from here, and there are some choices that we're going to be needing to make. We also do need to understand that by entertaining vibrations, and this is anybody, once you've reached a state of ascension, vibrationally entertaining another human being is a job. Now, I shouldn't really say a job. It is a contract in which both you in your own life's domain, you own your own karma. When you are entertaining any other person's vibration, you are also then vibrationally entertaining another's karma. And it depends on, with your purging, with your soul growth and your ascension, if vibrationally you are strong enough to entertain another person's karmic energy. Now, when I say karma, we don't come into any connection without baggage. We don't. It's just not so. And definitely the energy that's been coming through in the last week has been that we need to understand that it's been a lot of heart chakra activation. So you may find empathically you have understood a lot of people's point of views, a lot of people's perspectives. Yet in the old days you might have been angry, but then suddenly, all of a sudden, you have an aspect of empath towards them, and an understanding that you can't say to people that they need to experience vibration because you physically have been there yourself before. So in living through that and visually seeing them, the only way in which one must save themselves is by delving into the deep, and only then, coming through the other side, can they actually liberate and free themselves. Masculine energies at the moment are physically going through that at the moment, but it's at a different degree. It's hugely nagging at them, similar to what feminines went through. And I feel this is collective. I don't feel it's directly just connected to TF journey. A lot of pain body experiences have been coming through, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's feminines. This can be your menstrual cycle. It can be the way in which you're eating at the moment. It can be aches, pains, headaches, nausea, pregnancy symptoms, waking up at 3 a.m., dizziness, high-pitched ringing in the ears. Schumann effect is affecting that. You are reaching a point where you will start anchoring your energy in and getting grounded. Especially with the 12th house, you tend to find that drinking fluid, and even fruit juices. I don't know why, but it seems fruit juice is going to give you the natural carbohydrates and I'm not a dietitian. I'm talking from a palate point of view. That what has actually worked for me. So liquid definitely, because crown chakra clearing is definitely, you can use amethyst, you can use meditation, wearing the physical colors of that chakra, as well as drinking fluid. Fluid is important, especially with the Neptunian energy, we can be very susceptible to toxicity. So it's caution to caffeine, to any medication you might be taking, over-the-counter medication, unless it's prescribed, obviously, by the doctor. But pay attention. I mean, even the things, and again, I'm not a doctor or a professional in that area. It's mainly food for thought, connected to astrology, whereby you need to be cautious with what you're doing and pay attention to your body. And that is our right as human beings, to actually be accountable for that energy. So pay attention to your body, follow your intuition when it comes to it. If you're feeling off, go to the doctor. Because it is a risky time frame with the Neptune and Pisces moon. I do feel with the feminines, some of you guys are just physically exhausted, okay? Some of you are feeling, what do I put my energy into? What am I putting my energy into? Why am I putting my energy into it? Why is my energy constantly being wasted on scenarios? Now, I feel this is a very practical energy coming in all of a sudden. It's a very, what the frig am I doing? Listen, Linda, some things have got to change. I feel this is coming in quite quickly. It's almost like you've been awoken. It's like Sleeping Beauty being kissed by, and I don't feel this is connected to masculine. I feel this is in your own life as females, whoever you might be, twin flame or not. You're having this epiphany moment of what the bloody heck am I doing? This can be, again, with your work, with the way you've been dealing with BS with people, worrying about things. I'm almost seeing London bridges falling down. Okay, if that happens, it happens. Where you're fatigued, but at the same time, you're also wanting to change things up a notch, and something's got to give. So there is this energy of, and this can be gut-related issues. I mean, this chakra here in reverse is where your gut's off. So this makes completely sense. Where your food, you're going to have some issues with your food, okay? It is quite normal. This blockage is there to wake you up. It is there to have an epiphany moment, very similar to masculine's energy, being tempted by situations. But this isn't a bad card. Like, the full energy that's coming through with this is the temptation has got what they've always wanted to do. But because of karmic energies, because of jobs, because of belief systems and paradigms, no, they're up in their head, and I'm saying 9. In my mind's eye, I'm saying 9, hermit mode. I'm also seeing a reality check of this pull towards certain things. And all of a sudden, like, even if they wanted to not, it's just not working. And this is very unique in a sense that we all reach this point. We reach this pivotal point where there's no turning back, okay? Feminines, you guys have base chakra in reverse, and I did mention base chakra. Something in a tribe mentality isn't working. You're not acting on it. You're stepping back. You're assessing because something's not working. Something's imbalanced. This can be to do with family. This can be to do with tribe. This can be within a relationship, a connection, a foundation, a job. Something isn't working. You're not directly taking action yet. And you're really guided to, at the moment, to get the downloads. Now, one unique thing happened to me in the last week. Obviously, for those of you who have been following my channel, my father was very unwell. He did pass. Shortly after, again, and it has been weeks and weeks and weeks of, chest infection, TF got chest infection, father was hospitalised, and then out of the blue, bang, ascension symptoms yet again, moving into the Pisces moon. And I'm like, you can't make this shit up. Now, food-related dynamics went on for me, complete and utter fatigue. And I mean, I'm almost like ADHD. I've got a lot of energy. I could go to 1 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'd be fine. Very, very tired. Needing to really sleep a lot. Going off food. And then bang, like nothing happened. Again, the base chakra, the thing I kept saying to myself was, Yildiz, you need to go outside. And I moved myself outside. I took my shoes off. I got in the sunlight and I cut the lawn. Crazy. I felt sick. I cut the lawn because I needed to anchor my feet into the ground. The reason I'm suggesting that is earth frequency balances yourself. Now, at a ratio of Schumann effect being 49, your crown chakra is activating and open. It's not that that's bad, especially being psychic. I'm quite used to that. But when I'm getting collective downloads and when you're having, and I feel this is because we're ending cycles, there's old chains being broken and they're linking back, and you're breaking cycles. So this can be, again, with your family members, hearing from people from the past. Old situations cropping up all of a bloody sudden. You're going to understand what I'm talking about, especially when this occurs. And you're going to be like, where the devil is this coming from? You're taking on and you're transmuting old frequency. So it's like a recycle bin, basically. When you're going through that frequency, you're ending timelines. You're ready to jump timelines. You physically in this 3D, both males and females in your life right now, you know what will be there and what won't. But it doesn't quite make sense to you because your downloads are showing you a different thing versus what you're physically seeing in front of you. Okay, the male energies are very much in their crown chakra, and I do feel this is between this week and next week. You guys, there is this split energy, okay? Now, their energy, they're having massive downloads. Now, they've retreated back. They're thinking about things. They're not speaking about it, even if you are in union, reunion, conversation, connection. Being quiet about things. Fly on the wall. Assessing. Tempted. It's like, don't test me. I have my hunch. I'm following my hunch. I'm following my hunch. They're ready to do something. Getting the downloads, even if they didn't want to. This can be ascension symptoms, ascension flu, fatigue, quietness, aches, pains. Something has triggered them. Again, you've got the crowning energy between both energies in general, collectively, males and females. We are faced with some choices. We're faced with some tests. This self-esteem, it's almost not self-esteem. It's more inner power, personal power, crap that people have been telling them. But they're getting the download about this little game that has been played in their life, this paradigm that's been placed in their life, and they're having a light bulb moment. It's going to feel very strange to them. Okay, we've got natural spirit in reverse. It's going to take them by surprise. This could be a revelation, a light bulb moment, a memory. Now, this self-esteem related dynamic, it might trigger them a little bit, and they're not going to talk about it. They're going to just meditate on it. But I feel it's changing the story of what they want to occur. Yeah, there you go. Changing the story of what they want to occur. They're trying to paint a new story. Something's triggered them and it's shifted everything. Whatever was blocking them, suddenly whatever has occurred, it's really shifting them to a point where they're going, I don't know if that old story I was telling myself, it's a bit like going to the candy shop and having an ice cream. I would like the ice cream cone with the chocolate top. And that's what they think they can only have. And this is whoever, right? And then one day they turn up and they say, you can have sherbet on that with chocolate. And they're like, I can have sherbet and chocolate? I can have sherbet and chocolate. Okay? This has been affecting me for so long. I thought I had to do something. Laws of attraction, Abraham Hicks. What we believe we attract. The download code. But I don't know if I can have that, but I feel I can. I want it. I know I can. This is what's been blocking me. But it's not real. Feeling ungrounded by what they're actually having an epiphany moment about. Realising that even if they don't talk about it, it's still the truth. And knowing that they want a better story. They want a better outcome. Some things I've got to change. It's unique that this has come because I do feel a mirroring between males and females. Okay? The interconnection. 12th house. Feminines. Passion. What we believe we attract. Now, what I do find, this has been on my TF journey, the energy of what you believe you entice in other individuals. It's like the ad that's going around on all the beautiful YouTube videos at the moment. Energy is everything. Beautiful woman. Love her vibration. And she reminds me of Abraham Hicks. Energy is everything because what we believe we directly do attract. Even if we wanted to pretend it's not so, you can actually test the theory by looking back in your life. When you have fed something, you've actually co-created it. When you have just energetically, knowingly known it would be, it is. You are manifesting every day, but because you are not saying, I'm manifesting, you don't physically notice because we haven't put a label on it, but you're doing it every day. So therefore, this frequency of the laws of attraction, similar to a magnetic connection, like attracts like, opposites attract, you have shifted your frequency. You're like, tired of having no power. It's affecting my health. I'm not taking any action. I'm watching how this all goes down. I'm assessing it, which is still 12th house. Trusting your intuition. Then getting to a point where you go, I'm going to do what makes me good. I'm going to do the happy things that make me feel amazing because it's what raises my vibration. Bang. They're into their interconnection. They're in their 12th house. Their psychic abilities, their intuition, their downloads, their psychic. Because why? You've moved forward. As soon as you move into alignment of doing things that make you happy, bang, it shifts their frequency. Some tests are going to come up though, and as their self-esteem is tested, you then are in a similar situation of forgiveness and reverse. Be cautious of your words, but understand that we're human. It can be a reflection back on the past. So something, I feel this is two separate energies, regardless of if you're together. These are two light bulb moments you both as human beings are having in your own worlds. Be it TFs or not. It's pushing you back on track. Both of you have got off path a little bit. And it's just pushing you back onto path again. So you're like, I need to follow my high vibration. Where did that go? Trying to track back to where it went. Trying to sniff it out. Forgiveness. Yes, it is a path. Cycles end. Forgive the fact that certain scenarios end. It doesn't mean to say there's not a new chapter. New stories are starting. Yes, this is part of your spiritual path. Just as they want the story to be told. But they have information to tell you, and I feel this is communication. Okay? You also have things to tell, and yes, it's been a very long journey. Both individuals have a similar story. You're going to find you're more similar than you think. You both have the same fair-based frequencies. you both have had adversity in different shapes and forms. Now, we're not talking about the interconnection. We're talking about externally to each other as humans. You have experienced paradigms. You're going to find that is what's going to bridge the healing. What else do we need to know? Now, I do feel this is a time of meditation and assessment. It feels like the beginning of the year, but it's really not. I don't know why this is. It just feels like the beginning of the year. Some of you have felt like you haven't been there for yourself, okay? You're like, where have I gone? You're wanting to come into communion, a connection, only be with people that resonate with you, only be in relationships that resonate with you. But you're really tired, okay? Female energies are very fatigued, very spent. You don't want to have to be strong. But this is also male energies feeling they don't want the females to constantly have to be strong. Okay. For some of you, I do feel if this is Tia, energy coming through. There's 3 cards here. Now, shadows, facing a shadow. It's in reverse. And I do say this all the time. They will know if you're ready. If you're scared they're going to hurt you, you're not ready. If you've detached to a point, you're okay, and you're like, I'm in my own vibration, you're ready. They know. Okay? They know. I know. Energy is shifting, okay? It is shifting to a point where both of you are healing. But you're healing, it doesn't even have to be towards Tina. Doesn't even have to be towards another person. Both females and males are energetically shifting. Okay, what do they want you to know? What messages do we have from... How are we all? We've got 41 in the house. Thank you for liking the video. I appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. It helps share the video. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I've got to wake up at 6:30. Okay, I'm hearing they had a lot of dreams, right? They had a lot of dreams. Now, this is their own energy. Yes, they've gone to extremes. It's been over the top, excessive, ridiculous, toxic, etc., etc., etc. Energetically, they feel, yeah, okay, fair enough. Karma, fair enough. They want the balance. They want balance in their life. And it's funny because this morning I kept hearing Venus, 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 Libra, Venus. And again, I will have to look at the astrology. I do feel, and those of you, if you have watched the Leo thing, I've been busy, obviously, for those of you who know what has been going on with my life. I do feel there is an energy of balance and fairness and justice in a sense of any law, any court hearings, marriages, you know, endings. They're wanting this. Okay, this is coming. It's very close. This can be having to go to court, but wanting balance and fairness. And if it's not there, it's not acceptable. They're going to put clarifier on that. What do we need to know about that? Yeah, it's getting old. Okay, they may go to a more mature person to discuss this, but I do feel it's really just getting old. They're tired of it and they want fairness here and now. They're hoping it will change. For some, this can be connected to a middle-aged child, anywhere from 2 up. It can also be the person needing that person to grow up, okay? Yeah, lots of communication and conversations with karmic energies, with tying up loose ends, with legalities, contracts, severing ties. Trying to keep it as hush-hush as possible, but being cautious in the way they communicate. Also, having plans, wanting to move towards a particular individual, i.e. TF, wanting a connection, but, you know, looking at the bigger picture of wanting a connection. Some could be tying the knot secretly with a sweetheart. Not wanting to wait. And okay, I'm going to pull a separate card. And what Jack should I use? I'm getting a message. What Jack? Yes, I'll pull that. I'm feeling rush. I'm feeling a rushed energy, and it happening, something occurring between the justice system and this wedding. So it feels there could be a very quick decision, like this is it. That's sort of the energy it feels like. Yep, bugger this. It's too much. Too much, making me sick, getting the frig out. Okay, what will occur? Yep, following their love. The juxtaposition. Okay? It's like, can't do it no more. Now, why? Because this had been holding them chastised. And they're tempted, but this temptation is towards happier things, more pleasant things. The toxic is not doing it no more. But the games, they are aware they are still there. High Priestess, they know that shit is still there. They also are going to be really strict about it, and it feels as though, and I'm seeing a dog on a lead. Now, I don't feel this is a physical animal. I feel this is an analogy to how life has made them feel. And they're just not wanting that. They're like, I can't live like that anymore. Bad investment, just not wanting it. Why the devil did I go down that road? How the heck did I end up on that wrong street? Wanting what is owed to them, trying to move towards a happy fairy tale. That they feel it's like, okay, what they want you to know is at a time when this whole scenario occurred, it was at the worst possible time in their life. Okay? It was a real shitty time. That's all that's been shown to me. It wasn't a good time. They had too much going on. There was more than just that given scenario going on. They had two major upheavals in their life, two major things they were working on, and they had major plans for their life, and it just didn't go the way they thought. And they were pretty much treated like dirt, given less, ended up with less, worked hard and got less. Yeah, really, really bad situation. I feel they're running towards their destiny, but I do feel a potential energy coming in to cause quite a great deal of angst. Any questions? Now, I hope my very brief update of, I don't know how long I've been here, 44 minutes, has helped. Try and keep grounded this way, okay? Try and understand that a lot of your downloads, I need you to get to a point to trust your intuition. If you're guided to not talk to somebody, trust it. Trust it. If you're guided to get your bloody shoes off and get out and go, please do so. Take your shoes off, get grounded, breathe. Sleep if your body needs it. You need to listen to your body and respect it. If you're worried about getting a job done, getting errands done, trust. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Any questions with my very slow internet? If I hadn't been sick so many times, I would have got my Wi-Fi extended, but I haven't had time. I've now got to find my camera in my office. Where I put it. No questions? I'm Pisces, hoping that's okay. Fem Coach, I love you, honey. How you been, beautiful? Yeah, I feel this interesting energy. It's like, there's a lot of meditating. I feel a volcano coming. Let me put it that way. You did. We'll have to talk. Yes, I'm gradually creating. I will have to put a photo up on YouTube. I've started creating my little Zen garden, and it's all very water-wise Australian plants. I've got my kangaroo paw and flax, and my father gave me some plants years ago, so I showed him before he passed, and I put them in the garden. Both of us are very green thumbs. Meditating, you probably won't get to 12th house. You're going to be bombarded with downloads. You ain't going to be meditating much. You're going to be like, wow, man. Just breathe, be in the moment, turn off white noise. You know, it doesn't have to be. It can be just turn the white noise off, get in the garden, do some green. Okay, and green thumb work, you know, gardening, weeding. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, you're going to find you will achieve a lot. So any backwards turn and downtime you have, you're going to pick up motion and you'll get a lot done. Yeah, it is busy as heck. It's insane. I'm like, where do the days go? What is going on here? It is fast paced. Yep, very, very fast paced. Be cautious for people around you. Trust your intuition. You're going to notice a lot with the younger generation as well. They're going to be super triggered. And I did say this last year. They're going to be going through their awakening process this year, and they're going to be like, what's this? What's that? What's going on? Up and down like yo-yo. Yeah, it's happening. And I'm like, oh, I already went through this last year. Now I've got to watch it. I'm like, yes. Yes, we are being asked to be still. Yeah, it's like we're in a hurry, like we're running out of time, but it's like, stop. There are times in life where you find you are too fast. Now, the too fast is universe will slow you down. It's that you weren't wrong. It wasn't the wrong door. It was the other people had to catch up. Becca, don't give her that power because she will never be you. See, everything we fear, we co-create. Now, detach from it, stop tuning into it. You know, you are in a perfect time this year. Do you know why? Especially those of you who have had no contact. With the Schumann effect reaching high points where it's at gamma level, right? Our consciousness and the 12th house is activated where it's a bit like when you're meditating and you're thinking on things, you're in your ego, especially with the Neptunian energy. We fell back into toxic ways of being, codependent frequency. Once you've reached an awoken state, even if you wanted to lie to yourself that this person is it forever, if they're not, I can tell you those things run out very quick at the moment. So if that was what they really wanted to do, they would have done it years ago. And if they attempt to do that now, doesn't last. But it's because, you know, it just doesn't work. Yeah, this year has been hard for TFs, I'm telling you. It's because you are owning theirs and your karma. You need to work very hard on yourself to understand that their energy is their energy and where the line ends. It's not that there's anything wrong with Chris or TF, it's the old frequency. Yeah. Yeah. Just keep focusing on you, Chris. Just go, raise your vibration. This is my standard here. I understand. That's something that they need to deal with, but it also uniquely apparently connects to us. And I'm like, I would always sit there and go, how does this freaking connect to me? Yeah. You'll probably find it's their insecurity that they want to trigger you. Because that's what they got, right? And it's like, you don't need that, honey. Okay, if anyone needs a booking, the link is below where I have availability. The other 3 people who were scheduled, I'm going to be recording theirs tomorrow. Yeah, but the crazy thing is we were always doing ourselves. You know what I mean? It will balance out. 2020 is very good for duality. So it's more conducive. It's more, we're not wanting to hit each other's heads in or go, I'm me. It's very I'm me, you're you, and can we merge? So you really need to not be codependent by the time if you were working with your TF this year, right? Don't fret. It's very close. At the same time, be prepared enough that you don't have that there. It's not, how do I put it? Each person, depending on their spiritual blocks, will be very unique and different. It depends on if there is a karmic, what the karmic frequency is. It's almost like, when I do bookings for clients that are TFs, I will check your channel, okay? And I don't mean your YouTube channel. I mean what vibrationally is going on with you, and I will know the frequency of where you're at and what the blockage is. As soon as we can locate that, you can start working on that dynamic, and you'll find you'll shift the energy, but you've got to work through that frequency. So some of it is a mindset, some of it is a blockage spiritually. And at the very end stage, there are several things which I do need to do a video about, union. But you also need to understand, when your chief comes towards you, they come towards you. But at the same time, the end stage and reaching union is still work. And when you do reach union, you both have energies of karma surrounding you. So it's working together as a team through that. After you're physically exhausted and purged and gone all through the thing. Yeah, but the crazy thing is it takes a lot to merge with another soul. A lot. Especially when you become very accustomed to being by yourself, you then have to reintegrate yourself. So you do the work on yourself, and then but you also need to have one foot out the door connected to society and another foot in the 5D. Very, again, so it's your fear-based frequency as well as a safer option where they can control them, not you. Take it as a compliment. Yeah. Detachment is normal. By the end. I love you, lots. Don't mean to be rude, but it's 11:20 and I've been awake since 6, so yeah, I know. I will have to do some videos on those subject matters. But the collective energy is deep meditation. Be careful. Some people around you will be triggered. Assess people around you of who your tribe is and who is not. Trigger points of finances coming up for people. Detach. Fear not. Everything you need will come to you. And I'll leave it at that. I will see you guys later. Love and light. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. And for all my return bees, I love you to bits. I'm still here, and I'll see you soon.